Welcome back to Everything Money. There's great news for Beyond Meat, the company, a plant-based company. They're going to be implemented in McDonald's. McDonald's is going to pick them up as a brand. We'll show you Beyond Meat, their recent spike in stock price, their financials using our software. We'll move toward what you should be paying for the stock, what we think you should be paying for the stock moving forward using our stock analyzer tool. And if you want to trade Beyond Meat and catch that 10% swing you got yesterday, you can join Mo at the end of the video. He'll show you all the charts and trends for trading. But first, why should you watch this? I bring your questions about Beyond Meat, McDonald's, and how they'll work together and what will happen with the stock price to a couple guys that own and operate over $100 million in real estate, multiple businesses, and stocks, and they'll provide us with a mindset and an approach to investing in a company like this. Paul and Mo, I welcome you in, guys.
All right, so Mo, you're the one that looked into some information here. What's going on with Beyond Meat and McDonald's?
So Beyond Meat is doing some kind of partnership with McDonald's where they're going to have their Beyond Burgers in their stores. They are at 8 stores right now doing demo testing. They average about 70 burgers per day. We don't know if that's good or not, but McDonald's is planning on having Beyond Meat in 13,500 stores, and that's going to start in 2022. So interesting partnership for the two of them, and we'll see where that goes.
Well, of course, McDonald's really needs to get focused more on healthy eating. I mean, this country in general, the world in general is becoming more and more about healthy and eating. I mean, look at me. My life has changed a lot. And look at Seth. Seth's lost 35 pounds in the last year. Yep. He's 35 pounds in the last 3 months because he took 6 months to start. So
we're going off the rails. Welcome to Everything Money. Well, let's look at the financials of Beyond Meat, Paul, and see where they're headed. Go ahead.
So here's our Everything Money software. First off, guys, follow us on Instagram, Everything Money Investing, and then also follow our 3 personal accounts because we just like feeling very popular. I posted a picture of our interview with Monish, and that's been quite popular. So, okay, 8 pillars. We're going to go to Beyond Meat. Look at this, Seth. So first off, guys, in January, look at that price.
Wow, I forgot about this. Yeah, look at that.
And now it's at $65. So in January, if I told you it was going to fall 67%, what would you have said to me? Paul, Beyond Meat's changing the world of meat. It's and I would have been like, okay, nerd. It's just fallen. So let's look at the income statement. Now, we don't have enough data on Beyond Meat, but it's $4.1 billion at $465 in revenue. Seems a little rich. These are the kind of sales ratios that software companies go for. And this gross margin is not the software gross margin. So let's look at the income statement. But here's the deal. Massive growth. 76 million, 224, 4. Oh, actually, growth was slowed a little bit. 15% growth last year versus tripling the previous year. Lost money every year. Shares outstanding, increasing shares outstanding, which makes sense. They're expensive. Might as well fund themselves through issuing shares to the crackheads on the street. Cash flow. Let's see if they have any free cash flow. No free cash flow. All negative cash flow. So guys, overall, this is not a play on existing business, existing cash flow. Does that mean we don't have a value for it? No. Let's go to our stock analyzer tool. Even though we don't have data, let's just make some assumptions about the future. Let's go 10 years on the assumptions. I'm going to do 10, 15, and 20% revenue growth. Profit margin. If their gross margin's around 30%, let's call it 10% gross margin. Let's go 10, 12, 14% profit margin. Same with free cash flow. Let's go a multiple of 15, 18, and 20 for our price PE and price of free cash flow. And let's do 12.5% return like we always do, because remember, guys, you can invest in an ETF and get 9 or 10%. So in order to invest in an individual company and have some margin of safety, 12.5%. It's looking a little rich still. So even on the high end of 20% revenue growth for the next 10 years. So let's see what that means here. So let's do, what is 20% revenue growth for 10 years? And they currently do 450 million. That would make them $2.8 billion in revenue. That actually seems reasonable. What do you think, guys?
You know, Paul, I love going back and I love going back in time. I went to a video we did for Beyond Meat 8 months ago, and there are some funny comments. You know, this is people saying that this is definitely a buy. Anything under 130, it's going to go up. It's still a buy. They're buying the dip. This plant-based stuff will grow like a weed. People, you did say this was overpriced 8 months ago, and of course you caught flack in the comments. And sure enough, it's dear God, what is it? What does it crash down this year? I mean, look at that, Paul. That's 186 to 64. You're right, Paul. I like when you say this because the level of YouTube videos that came out 8 months ago, 9 months ago was off the chart. This was just going to explode, and your contrarian view has sort of played out here. If you invested in this and listened to this pre-revenue company or YouTubers pumping this pre-revenue company, you have lost.
But yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I mean,
pre-revenue means before revenue happens. So we always say that. The whole point is it's pre-profit. I mean, there's no profit.
Yeah.
Here.
Sorry. Sure.
Listen. Can this be the next big thing? I like some things here, guys. I'm actually looking at this now going, okay, wait a second. Let's look at different numbers here. 15, 20, 25% revenue growth. All of a sudden, the high side, if you can do 25% revenue growth in the next 10 years, what would that make its revenue? 1.25 to the 10th power times 450, 4.2 billion. Does that seem unreasonable for a company that's kind of the leader of plant-based foods?
How much did you just say? Their current revenue is 465 mil.
Yeah, this would make it 4.2 billion, which doesn't seem unreasonable for a company that might lead the world in plant-based foods.
Interesting.
I don't know. This is very interesting, especially with McDonald's. I mean, am I a buyer of this at this level? I don't know, but I'm not thrown off going, oh, this is awful. I'm getting interested here. Maybe I'm buying it. Go ahead.
It's funny, Paul, is we do a lot of videos where we make fun of, we definitely poke fun at when companies are overhyped and they start crashing. A little bit of I told you so. But then if it gets into our sweet spot, all of a sudden, you're right. It might make, have you switched your script on Beyond Meat is the question.
So what I'm going to pull up here now is I'm going to pull up options on Beyond Meat here. So what I do, guys, is and I'm not going to show the screen because I have my account number on there. But I'm going to look up options on Beyond Meat. Mo, you always go to Yahoo Finance for options, right?
I actually use Webull.
Oh, you use Webull. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Beyond Meat, BYND. So I like Beyond Meat. Let's say I like it at this price of 45 or 50. So I might go out further. I'm going to go out to, call it May of 2022. A $45 put option. Oh my God. Mo.
I have to imagine it's very high. Yeah.
Yeah. $3.70 is the midpoint.
See, I'm not sold on this. So Taco Bell rejects Beyond Meat a few days ago. The vegetarian carne asada. I mean, I'm not convinced on this whole market yet of the plant-based foods. This is still, is it going to work? That's the real question. Is it going to work for a long period of time?
Have you had a plant-based burger?
Yeah, I had an Impossible Burger once. It was very good.
Very good.
Is this a sustainable market? I don't know. And I think I think it's the future.
I think it's the future.
You think it's? I don't know. And so for me, I'm just pushing in and just saying, let's see how this develops because I want to see how it does in McDonald's. Is Beyond in any big restaurant? Like I'm talking McDonald's size. Do you know?
Oh no, I doubt that. I mean, that's let's see here.
I know I see plant-based foods at like Dunkin' Donuts and stuff, but I would love to see how this sustains over a longer period of time. I'm gonna
go to their annual reports here. Seth, can you put me on the annual? So here, guys, it's our Everything Money software annual reports. I'm gonna look at the 10K. This is actually pretty interesting to me now. Beyond Meat's actually becoming kind of interesting. Okay, so let's do a little scroll. Let's see here. Where can I find information on unresolved staffing issues? Where are they located? Actually, let's just do a Google search. Let's do the scuttlebutt.
While Paul works, folks, is people have asked us ad nauseum to open up a 10K and take a look. And we always say it's really boring. So if you'd like to see it in real time, Paul can go over some of it right now. But this is the due diligence when it all comes down to it. This is the due diligence you would take. after our initial screener. So you see, we take our 8 pillars and we see, wait a minute, this might be in our wheelhouse. It's finally come down to a price we like. Now we're going to take steps to learn more about the company. Go ahead, Paul.
So I just Googled. These chain restaurants have either Beyond Meat or Impossible plant-based menu items. Okay. Ready? Carl's Jr., Del Taco, Denny's, Dunkin', TGI Fridays, Burger King, White Castle.
All right, cool.
I mean,
so that's good.
So I'm looking at this thing. I personally believe plant-based meats that have the same nutrients and that'll happen over time and have the great taste will do very well. Yeah, I'm interested in this actually. I'm actually interested in this stock right now.
Are you talking about the put or to buy soon?
No, the put. Because I want to. Here's the deal. I don't think there's enough margin of safety in it right now. So I'd rather sell a put at some point in the very far future, like 6, 7, 8 months from now, where I can generate some income and go, okay, if it hits, it hits. So maybe I'm going to look at. So right now, the $45 put's $3.70. The $30 put is $2. The $35 put is $2. What was that?
What date?
May 20th, 2022. 157 days. So the yield is. Let's say I get $2 on the $35 put. Divided by 157 times 365. I mean, it's a 13.3% ROI, Mo.
It's pretty good.
At half the price.
Interestingly, I'm looking at the day that they IPO'd, May 2nd, 2019, and we are sitting in that range right now from IPO date.
So I think we need to do some more research on this company. The Beyond Burger is designed to look, cook, and taste like a traditional beef burger. They also sell the Beyond Sausage. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Are you sharing my screen, Seth?
Yeah, go ahead.
They have the Beyond Sausage.
As of December 31st, 2020, our products were available at approximately 122,000 retail and food service outlets in more than 80 countries worldwide.
Yeah, I think they get over 20% of their revenue internationally.
So both new burgers are expected to have the same taste profile, have lower overall fat and fewer calories than 80-20 beef. Interesting.
Paul, I was expecting we were going to make a "this is too overpriced, let's make fun of this hype company" video, but this is interesting. I mean, digging into 10K.
Yeah, I really am interested in this. I'm going to add this to my list of companies to look at because so what I see here, Seth, the reason I like this is look at the stock price. This is where it was hyped, and it's fallen and keeps falling. And I look at this saying, okay. I see a growth company that's losing money. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. The bet I have to make is when do they become profitable? I don't know that. So I got to put enough. I have to put enough in my valuation. That's why I'm going on the lower end of 40, sub 40, because they're going to have losses probably for the foreseeable future. So I need to do more research on what their projections for losses are going forward.
If you like what you see, make sure you guys fondle the thumbs up. Mo, are people trading this in the bid and ask nation? Obviously, they could have taken advantage of the most recent swing when this was announced. So let's take a look at the charts and show us what you're doing with the beautiful people in the bid and ask.
So for now, I really like to day trade this stock because you notice here, I'm going to come up here. Every single day you get some kind of movement on here. And I say this all the time, but every day there's some kind of area where you can either you can go long or go short on it. Today, actually, you could be short on it. You're just waiting for an engulfing candlestick down. So that's why I like this one. It creates a little bit of that. It has a little bit of volatility. I mean, you see it's down 5.75% today. Let's go to a daily chart. So over here, this is interesting. Let's blow this up. You are under major moving averages, but look what your stochastic is doing. It's starting to get that roll up. And if we can just break through and make some candlesticks and get through this 25-day, Seth, this has a lot of room to run. You're going to face resistance at these moving averages, of course, but there's room to run. There's a gap here to fill. I don't think this is the worst thing in the world to throw on a watch list. Now, why don't we go to the long-term chart and just see what's going on here? Because long-term, they're not doing well. This is definitely more of a swing trade or day trade. You can tell this is a dog stock. If you wanted to throw a tracker share on, you absolutely could, and just wait for this thing to run, and eventually your red line will turn up into the sweet spot. But right now, I kind of like this from a swing trading perspective. Just be a little bit patient with it. Maybe a couple more days, see if we can break through this 25-day moving average and go from there. So this is interesting. I really like this gap right here. Gaps fill the majority of the time. As you can see, this gap right here, it gapped down, filled right back up. So that gap is going to fill. So if you like these kind of rules and this kind of process, with trading. Come and join me in the Bid and Ask Nation. You'll get access to my Trading 101 series, which are these rules that will teach you how to trade from all three different perspectives. The Employed Trader series, which is 6 stocks that I walk through for the working person that doesn't have time to sit at charts. I do the work for you. You get my exclusive Saturday seminars once a month and a Discord community of 950 plus people that all want to trade just like you. Come and join us.
Yeah, this is an interesting take on Beyond Meat. You can, if this resonates with you, looking at the numbers, thinking about the financials, analyzing boring 10Ks, you can join our community at everythingmoney.com or patreon.com/everythingmoney. You get the software, you get the stock analyzer tool, you get daily videos from us, you get Mo. By joining the Bid and Ask Nation, you get daily videos by Mo. He'll walk you through this. And Paul is trading $500,000 of his own money. So if you're in our community, you can follow along as Paul learns from Mo day trading. So Paul, that's our take. I am shocked you're interested in this. But now that I look at the valuation, maybe not so much. So we will keep you guys updated on Beyond Meat moving forward, their partnership with McDonald's. And yeah, that's our take. Interesting video. Fondle a thumbs up on the way out. See you next video, guys. Appreciate it.